Hi, I'm Dr. Megan Williams with the Oklahoma State College of Veterinary Medicine, and I'm going to talk to you today about how to bandage a foot. Okay, so items that you're going to need for your standard kind of run-of-the-mill foot bandage would be a baby diaper. So for the average sized horse foot, size 4 or 5 baby diaper works just fine. Good old-fashioned duct tape. A poultice of some kind. So my personal preference is the Animal Intex Poultice Pad. You can purchase these at Tractor Supply, Atwoods, places like that, and then cut them to the shape of your horse's hoof. Something to attach the diaper to the foot. So my preference is the Jorgensen brown gauze, but you can also use vet wrap for that. You just want to be careful, especially with vet wrap, that you don't put too much pressure on the coronary band of the foot, which we will demonstrate when I show you how to do the bandage. And then I use betadine solution for a lot of foot bandages. It's a nice antiseptic. It helps harden the sole of the foot. And I just put that right on my poultice pad when I go to do the poultice pad. So I like to have some betadine solution as well, some bandage scissors. And then before you go to actually do the foot bandage, it's kind of handy to already have the duct tape portion of your bandage pre-made. So I'll show you how to do that in the video as well. But this is a pre-constructed duct tape foot bandage. So we just make like a cross-hatched square, like a basket weave pattern, and then I cut it at the 4 corners so that I can wrap it onto the foot, which we'll demonstrate in a minute. Before you go to do your whole foot bandage process, I just take a roll of duct tape and I tear off a bunch of strips. And then I make a grid pattern. Do not do this on a wall that is painted, or you will tear the paint off of the wall. More often than not when you go to detach your square, so don't do that. But you go that way until you've got a big enough area that the sole of the foot's going to kind of take up the middle portion here. So you go lengthways, then you go widthways. And just keep going like so until you get to a point where you have a square about the proper size to cover the foot of the horse that you're working on. Then I come back with a pair of scissors and I just cut the corners like I talked about before so that I can fold it onto the horse's foot easily. Take your Animal Intex Poultice Pad like we talked about before and cut a piece that will approximately cover the sole of your horse's foot. So for Iceman, that's close. You can also buy these pre-cut in hoof-shaped pads actually, but they're more expensive that way. So I think you get a little more bang for your buck if you just buy the sheet of it, but either way. The other thing you can do, just to give it a mention with these poultice pads, is if your horse is also draining an abscess, say from the coronary band, you could cut a little strip and just put that over the coronary band part of the foot. To try and draw some abscess drainage from that location as well, soften that coronary band and encourage drainage. It just takes a little more creativity trying to bandage multiple pads on the horse at the same time. But you can do that with those pads as well. That's another reason to buy the cuttable ones. So once I cut my piece for the sole of the horse's foot, I'm going to take betadine solution, just that 10% solution. And I'm going to just soak the pad. You can also just soak it with tap water. I just like the betadine because it's kind of a 2 birds, 1 stone type of situation. It moistens the pad, which is important, and it's also a nice antiseptic, and it's a good substance for hardening the sole of a horse's foot, which is often indicated when they've got a nasty abscess as well. Make sure that when you apply the betadine solution that you put it on the kind of rougher side of the poultice pad. So these Animal Intex pads come with a kind of a plastic covered smooth side and then a rougher side. So the rough side is the side that goes against the horse's foot. The smooth side is the side that goes towards the ground. Okay, so now we're going to go to put the poultice bandage in the diaper on the foot. So I've got my poultice pad prepared with my betadine solution. I'm going to ask Iceman to pick up his foot. I'm going to make sure that he's steady on his other 3 legs so that he can stand comfortably for me for a minute. And then I'm going to have to hold it up for a minute, and I'd really like to have 2 hands. So most horses will allow you to kind of put the leg between your knees like so. If the horse doesn't allow that, you can have a friend hold the leg for you. So if you've got 2 people, it's a little bit safer that way. All right, so I've got the leg held up. I'm going to put the poultice pad over the sole of the foot. Then we take our baby diaper Size 4 or 5 works for most average size horses. Iceman's got a pretty average size foot. This is a size 5 diaper, just for reference. You're going to put kind of the bend, the bottom portion of the diaper right at the toe. Wrap that over the foot. That makes it fit just right. Then you can take the little Velcro tabs that come on diapers to attach them to the child and wrap them around to help fix the diaper in place. You don't have to do that because we're going to wrap it on anyway, but kind of makes it hold a little more before you go to do your gauze or vet wrap. So next I'm going to take that brown gauze, or you can use vet wrap, to attach the diaper to the foot. Again, you can use vet wrap, just make sure you don't put too much pressure over the coronary band because you can really hurt the horse that way. So just don't go too tight. So I start at the heels and I wrap around the toe, and then I try to just kind of come at a little bit of an angle, kind of to do a heel toe motion. So I've gone high on the heel here. Now I'm going to go around the toe, come up high on the heel on this side, and then go back down around the toe, high on the heel, around the toe, high on the inside heel, around this toe. Then I'm gonna go over the sole once or twice, and that's good. Then after you've done that part, you're ready to apply your duct tape square to the bottom. Then I'm gonna take my duct tape square that I made before I started, and I stick the middle right on the bottom of the foot. Then I've got these tabs ready. To wrap around the front, back, so toe, heel, and then side, side, and then I can set the horse down. Now we're not quite finished yet, so I want to try to keep dirt, debris, shavings, etc. from getting down in the top. So at the end, I'm just going to rip short strips of duct tape, and I'm going to go kind of diagonally back and forth until I've cleaned up the top of my duct tape square a little bit. And that is the foot bandage. I would have, especially for an abscess or a foot that I was going to be dressing and changing the bandage pretty regularly, I would have the horse wear that for about 24 hours. The next day I would come back, take this bandage off, soak the foot again, assess my poultice pad at the time of bandage change, see how much drainage I've got, and then do the bandage over again the same way I've just done.